So when people talk about impact, there are different types of impact that may be happening when we're in dialogue or conversation. We'll just look at three of them for the sake of time. But the first one that we're going to look at is that there's an impact on a personal level. So that could be that the person is receiving information as a critique. There's some sense of shame. They might be feeling some sense of being scapegoated. So there's some kind of like internal process that's happening for that person that is the impact that's being generated. And so it could impact the sense of connection that's happening within that work relationship or for the collaboration that's happening. Another type of impact can be a sense of threat. And this often has to do with threats of belonging. So what that can mean, or what that can look like, is that a person might have a sense that because of what has been said, that they don't fit in, their perspective isn't welcomed. In some way, they feel as though they've been diminished, that will have impact in the group of which they're seeking belonging. And the third way is around microaggressions. And that tends to show up particularly in power relationships. It's about how power is perceived and experienced, both in the overall culture, the culture that we all live in, and also the culture that's internal to the organization and group. So in that case, because microaggressions deal with people who have different bodies of knowledge about how life is, meaning that lived experience really influences how people understand what happens in their day-to-day life. It's quite possible, especially for those who come from dominant cultures, for them to engage in behavior that actually ends up generating impact that they don't have access to, they don't have information about, that they don't have clarity about how that's happened. So those are just three different types of impacts that can show up when we're looking at this idea of intention versus impact and can get in the way of collaboration. Thanks for the question.